Ice wine is liquid gold, one of the most special dessert wines made in the world, and here in Ohio we are making award-winning examples of this. Only a few regions in the world can produce this wine. It has been described as extreme and heroic viticulture. This wine is steeped in legend. Pliny the Elder wrote about a wine that was made from frozen grapes back in the Roman times. Another story talks about how in Franconia, Germany in 1794, monks were awaiting permission to pick their grapes when their vineyards froze. German immigrants moved to Canada, bringing with them their ice wine tradition, and the first commercial ice wine was produced there in the 1970s, later coming to New York State in 1983. What makes this wine so special? This is a highly regulated beverage, and according to TTB, the grapes must be frozen on the vine. This is also a risky wine to make. You are never guaranteed the freezing temperatures this wine requires. The grapes are designated early on in the season for ice wine and are netted in early autumn. Birds are a big problem out in the vineyards, as are raccoons, deer, and turkeys. The grapes are usually harvested between December and February, and the longer they hang, the more fruit they lose. Small to medium-sized wineries harvest by hand in the coldest time of the day, which usually happens in the middle of the night. Some larger wineries, like Fermentation, machine harvest. Pressing of ice wine takes a long time. These frozen grapes require a lot of pressure. Most wineries use a hydraulic press, also known as a basket press. In Germany, by law, they must press at 19 degrees Fahrenheit or colder. We follow Canada's rule by picking at 18 degrees Fahrenheit or colder. This ensures that the water is frozen, but not the sugars. At -4 degrees, the sugar and water inside of the grape are completely frozen. Ice wine fermentation is complex and difficult. Because of the high sugar levels, it is a toxic environment for the yeast. Grapes must be no less than 32 degrees Brix in sugar. At 52.5 degrees Brix, it is said to be unfermentable. Because of the high sugar levels, there is a need for high acid grapes. Vidal Blanc is an ideal variety for ice wine and is one of the most widely used. Several wineries have multiple types of ice wines that they offer. Gervasi Vineyard Sanyata is a Vidal Blanc ice wine with luscious aromas and flavors of honey, pear, apricot, and tangerine. Grand River Cellars offers a Vidal Blanc ice wine with honey, apricot, and floral aromas. Laurentia's Vidal Blanc ice wine has aromas of honeycomb and jasmine and is heightened by acid resembling a candied blood orange. This is Hunley Cellars' first Vidal Blanc estate ice wine, and this was picked at 35 degrees Brix, and it has aromas of orange blossoms, papaya, and candied apple. It is complex yet delicate with a full, rich mouthfeel. Ferrante Winery's Vidal Blanc ice wine has aromas and flavors of honey, melon, and brown sugar. Breitenbach, located in Amish country, also produces a Vidal Blanc ice wine, which is described as the nectar of the gods. Old Firehouse Winery's Vidal Blanc ice wine was picked on the west side of Cleveland and is deliciously sweet with honey flavors. Kasichik Winery produces several ice wines, and this one is their 51 degree Brix, with flavors of local honey, ripe apricots, and exotic fruit. Riesling is another grape that is widely used for ice wine. Debonnaire Vineyards produces a Riesling ice wine with inviting notes of luscious tangerine and honey with a nice crisp finish. Cask 307 makes a Chardonnay ice wine with soft citrus notes along with hints of peach and apricot. Ice wine is not just reserved for white grapes but also for red varietals as well. South River Winery produces a blush ice wine which is lusciously sweet with intense aromas of cherry and apricots. Lalure Vineyards, located in Middlefield, Ohio, produces a Chamberson ice wine with flavors of cherry and plum and has a nice ruby color. Spring Hill's Glacial Ridge is a unique ice wine with deep colors produced from the Noire grape. Lorello Vineyards Grace Dolce is a Cabernet Franc ice wine. It has complex bouquet of strawberries and notes of pomegranate. This wine cannot be produced every year because conditions must be perfect. Emerine Estates Cabernet Sauvignon ice wine is 100% greenhouse grown. Nowhere else in the world is an ice wine produced in this way. Concord grapes have high acid as well and are perfect for ice wine. South River's Concord ice wine has concentrated nectar with intense grape and floral aromas. Ice wine requires 4 to 5 times the amount of grapes as a normal wine. It is risky to make and requires a lot of labor, but Ohio is winning awards nationally for this lusciously sweet beverage. For more information on these wines and how to get them, go to ohiowines.org. Come out and check what Ohio has to offer. Thank you for joining me today. Cheers!